The Lockhart Perspective. Biden heads to the border for the first time as president. He's headed to the U.S.-Mexico border today, January 8th, 2023, following policy announcements and calls from Republicans as Texas Governor Greg Abbott issues new criticism. Biden is due to spend a few hours in El Paso, Texas, currently the biggest corridor for illegal crossings, and he's expected to meet with border officials to discuss migration as well as the increased trafficking of fentanyl and other synthetic opioids, which are driving skyrocketing numbers of overdoses in the United States. Biden will visit the El Paso County Migrant Service Center and meet with nonprofits and religious groups that support migrants arriving to the United States. It is not clear whether Biden will talk to any of the migrants, according to officials. Here's a quote. The president is very much looking forward to seeing for himself firsthand what the border security situation looks like, particularly in El Paso. He is very much interested in getting to talk to the Customs and Border agents on the ground who are actually involved in this mission to get their firsthand perspectives of it. White House spokesperson John Kirby told reporters on Friday, January the 6th. Biden announced the border security and his visit to the border that is aimed in part at quelling the political noise and blunting the impact of upcoming investigations into immigration promised by House Republicans. But any enduring solution will require action by the sharply divided Congress, where multiple efforts to enact sweeping changes have failed in the years past. Photo op is what they're calling this, but listen to what the governor of Texas has to say. It says, but ahead of this visit to El Paso, Texas, Abbott, Texas Republican governor, accused officials of creating a manufactured image by removing illegal immigrants from camps in downtown El Paso, which sits across from the border from Ciudad Juarez, one of the most violent cities in the world. Here's another quote. El Paso rushes to remove illegal immigrants and from migrant camps. Actually, let me repeat that. El Paso rushes to remove illegal immigrants and migrant camps that are crowding downtown before Biden arrives. Predictable, he says. Biden does not want America to see the chaos that he has caused on the border. This is just a photo op and a game of pretend, close quote. Here's the tweet. You can get this down below in the description. And here's a photo of exactly what he's speaking of. Now, after visiting El Paso, Biden will head to Mexico City, where he'll meet with heads of state of Canada and Mexico next week for a North American Leaders Summit. The reports say that immigration is part of the agenda. Since Biden took office 2 years ago, the number of illegal immigrants crossing the United States from Mexico has increased dramatically. Data from the federal agencies show that there were more than 2.38 million stops or arrests during the fiscal year ending in September. Upon taking office, Biden issued a series of executive orders that rescinded many Trump-era policies, drawing condemnation from Republican lawmakers and Abbott. But in the past week, Biden announced new policies that would turn away immigrants who cross the border illegally and who don't seek asylum first in the country that they travel through while en route to the United States. The Biden administration will now accept as many as 30,000 people from Nicaragua, Cuba, Haiti, as well as Venezuela per month. People who do not come to the United States under the program can be expelled back to Mexico via Title 42, which was allowed to remain for the time being after a Supreme Court decision several weeks ago. These latest moves drew condemnation from left-wing pro-immigration groups. Here's another quote. The expansion of Title 42 to include Cubans, Haitians, and Nicaraguans is a broken promise. This comes from Dylan Corbett, the executive director of Hope Border Institute, in a statement. He continues, border communities will continue to work hard to pick up the broken pieces from our nation's immigration system and show that our future lies not with the expulsion and deportation, but with humanity and hope, he added, without elaborating on what a solution might look like. Here's a little note. El Paso. From leaving El Paso, Biden will continue again to South Mexico, where he and the leaders from Mexico and Canada will gather on Monday and Tuesday for a North American Leaders Summit. Immigration is among the items on the agenda. For Headlines with a Voice, this has been the Lockhart News Brief.
Lockhart Perspective.